Robbinsville is great. It's a very small town, and we went to the thrift store to get clothes. See how handsome he is? This is his fit from the thrift store. I bought a dress. I'll show you it. It's right here. Because we wanted to wear something that wasn't ours from the trail, so we could go to the laundromat and wash every item of clothing, which we did. The laundromat was a little sketchy, but it was there, so I'm grateful. And we are going to eat at Lynn's restaurant tonight. Last night's dinner was great, so I'm expecting good things. Our room here at the Quality Inn is fantastic. As you can see, our room is a disaster with packs and just all of our nonsense. Look at sleeping pad drying out on the closet door. So anyway, I just want to be safe and healthy. And if I had access to all my gear at home, I could easily, right, Adam? We could easily go in the mountains and camp. I think it's just smart to stay healthy and not risk anything. We have the time and we can do this. So I'm gonna head out to dinner now and I'll catch up with you later. Okay, I never thought I'd see it again. This isn't my exact car, but yes, this is an actual Yugo. Look at that car. I had it in this exact red in high school. The worst car I've ever driven in my whole life. It fell apart as you drove it. I can't believe it's still on the road. You go, Iowa. Hello. Well, we are in Robbinsville, North Carolina, and the people here are so nice. They're lovely, lovely people. It's a small town, and it's got a little city vibe because it does have a hotel and an Ingles, which is a local grocery store, and a couple of thrift stores and a couple of restaurants. And we went to Lynn's restaurant tonight, and both Adam and I had prime rib because we really feel we need red meat. We need the protein. And so we did. One thing we found at the restaurants here is that if you ask for green beans, they're canned green beans. And Adam and I are craving green beans that are either fresh or frozen. So we're going to go to the Ingles tomorrow and pick up a bag of green beans that you can microwave because we have a microwave in our hotel room. And we are going to get our green bean fix, fresh vegetable green bean fix, which is, you know, who knew that that is something that you would crave? But anyway, that's what we're doing. We had a nice dinner with our hiker friend. Her trail name's Dolly, and we had a good dinner with her. It was nice to just sit and relax. I'm glad we had a nice little walk. We asked the waitress about the weather. We said, is it normally warm at this time? She's like, oh yes, it's usually shorts weather and warm. This is unusually cold. So it makes me feel better about my gear choices because I am prepared for cool weather, but this is unusually cold and wet. So after having the hypothermic incident, I'm going to be extra careful because that was quite scary, and I'm not scared of much. So tomorrow we are going to go to some thrift stores. Our friend Dolly's looking for some warmer layers to go underneath. Adam, I'm going to get him a pair of gloves for the Smokies because when you're hiking with your trekking poles, I have running gloves that I brought, but he doesn't have anything for his hands, and your hands do get cold. So we're going to try to find him some gloves. And of course, we got our lovely outfits, which was awesome. Adam is just styling in his outfit. And Dolly actually wore her dress to dinner tonight, which was awesome. I unfortunately did not wear mine, but I felt, you know, maybe tomorrow. So some of the things on trail that I really, really like and need are first my trekking poles. With my knees and feet as bad as they are, I use them. They are my necessity to help me with balance, to help me with just propelling myself up and down, to check in muddy spots to see if there's a rock that I can step on. They are like another appendage. They're unbelievable. My gear is my clothing is mostly from my running days. In fact, this is the Eastern States 20 miler that I did. And it's lightweight wicking, good clothing. So that's really important. My sleeping bag is on the heavy side if you're going ultralight, but it is a 15-degree sleeping bag. And the first night that we were on trail, the Ridge Runner, a Ridge Runner is a person hired by the either state park or national park system to be out on trail to assist people if needed and just maintain things, report like down trees or privies that need attention or anything like that. She saw my sleeping bag and goes, "That's the sleeping bag I want. That is the exact sleeping bag that I get." And she sleeps in the woods all the time. So I love my sleeping bag. It is a 15-degree Nemo Disco, and it is amazing. It keeps me warm. Other things that I'm glad I have are Injinji socks, because blisters, I hear people complaining about their feet and the blisters. And the Injinji socks, if you don't know, are like toe socks, and they're specifically to prevent blisters for people who do extreme sports like extreme running or hiking or things like that. So the Injinji socks are amazing. Adam has a pillow. For my pillow, I use my puffy jacket and I stuff it in the hood and I make my pillow, and that is awesome. Love it. Oh, you know what else is really helpful? And I'm going to show you. I have it right here on the nightstand. This. It's a leave, but it is got icy hot in it. So it's pain relieving lotion, and it's like a leave and icy hot at the same time. So I can, at night especially, because when I'm in pain, I have trouble sleeping. So I can put it on my arches of my feet, my knees, my lower calves, things like that. And it's got that both icy hot and pain relief. It's heavy as far as things go, but I'm willing to hold on to that weight. My Sawyer Squeeze, my water filtration system is amazing. People have been saying it takes a while, but I take that as I need a break. It's time for me to filter water. I'm grateful for the water. I'm grateful for the springs. I'm grateful for what I have. And I just take the time to do it because in my head, it's so not a race. I just want to appreciate what I have and what's around me. So that's huge. One thing that I really love on the trail is Trail Magic. And if people are planning on doing Trail Magic, there are some people who are funded by either their church or they have a group, like a hiking group that will help fund it. And they'll go all out and have like hot dogs and hamburgers and hot food and a grill and, all of this, stuff. And then some people just have like a cooler with sodas and some packaged either salty treats or sweet treats like ring dings or candy bars or Fritos and chips and things like that. But the ones that I like most is the people who have fresh fruit, because it's hard to get fresh fruit with you on the trail. If you have to pack everything in and out. So if I bring an orange with me, I have to pack the peels in my trash bag, which is a gallon Ziploc bag, and pack it out. I can't throw it on the ground. Or an apple core or things like that. You don't think about, yes, it's biodegradable, but you do have to pack everything out that you bring in. So when someone has either oranges or apples or bananas, oh my gosh, that is the best to have fresh fruit. So that's awesome. One thing I really like is having the ability to sleep in a bed in a hotel and get clean. We hadn't washed our clothes in probably a week and a half, and it was really gross. It was stinky. I know if you haven't backpacked or through hiked or things like that, putting on socks, because I only have 2 pairs of socks that I hike in. And for 2 weeks, switching socks or seeing which one isn't as bad, or the ones that are wet or the ones that are not as wet, and putting on dirty socks or wet socks into wet shoes and going hiking, that's a struggle. So I'm grateful for having the ability to do laundry and stay clean. If you have any questions, or if I've talked about something that maybe is confusing, or I'm using language that isn't like in the vocabulary of the person who isn't backpacking, just comment below and I'll be glad to do that. Someone asked my friend Jessica, hey, my shout out today will be to Jessica. Jessica, love you. Thank you for following and commenting. She asked, how did we know we weren't supposed to sleep at Wyabald Tower? Well, when we got to the top of the tower and we were freezing cold and it was dark, well, morning was coming, it was still dark, and I heard footsteps and someone was coming up to have this serene time with his daughter to watch the sunrise from the tower. Well, I said, good morning, because I didn't want him to be startled when he got to the top of the tower and saw 2 sleeping bags. So he's like, you're not supposed to camp up here. And I was like, I'm really sorry. I really didn't know. I mean, I probably could have figured it out, but I said, I'm sorry. He's like, but don't worry about it. Go back to bed, which is exactly what I did. And somebody else came and he's like, there's campers up there. And so they were nice about it, but that's how I found out that we weren't supposed to be there. And if you have any other questions, or, I love all the support. Thank you. Thank you. I love the suggestions, and I am so happy to be out here, but being safe, keeping my son safe, and doing things in a smart way will get us to Maine. The forecast is really bad. Snow, rain, high winds. So it's going to end a high of like 30 at the next shelter in the Smokies. With that being said, if I had all of the gear that I have at home, I could probably be fine, but I don't. I have whatever's on my back. And so I just have to be smart. We have 6 months to do this, and taking 2 days is the smart thing to do right now. So keep watching. I have another 0 tomorrow. I will be eating green beans, which is going to make me so happy, and going to thrift stores. So maybe I'll show you around Robbinsville, North Carolina tomorrow. So everybody, thank you so much. Keep watching, and I will be back on the trail in 2 days, hopefully.